Welcome to episode 3 of Where Are They Now, where we catch up with former members of the Ottawa Junior Senators. I'm your host and team broadcaster, Davide Disipio. Today, we have goaltender with the St. Lawrence Saints in the ECAC NCAA Division I, Francis Boisvert. Francis, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right, we'll dive right into your playing career with the Ottawa Junior Senators, and you spent 2 seasons wearing the red, white, and blue. And I guess we'll start off the first thing. What do you remember most from playing inside the Jim Durrell Recreation Complex with the Ottawa Junior Senators?
The 2 things I remember the most, it's probably our 2 championship or 2 Bogart Cup wins back to back. It's something that when you win once, you think it's a big accomplishment, but when you go back to back, it's special. And then our second year, we had I'd say we probably had 10 guys from the year before, so it was really special to share that moment with them.
And if I'm not mistaken, you were a walk-on at OJS Camp, and you made the team after catching the eye of goaltending coach Steph Levere and head coach Martin Dagenet to slide in as the team's backup for a well-established netminder in Connor Hicks. What was that whole process like of making the transition to the CCHL, and what made you come to Ottawa?
Well, one of my friend was invited to the camp, so I just asked him Marty's number, and he gave it to me. And then Marty was like, "Oh yeah, you can sure come to the camp." Then I just went there, and without any I didn't know I was gonna make the team, so just went there and I played a game and had fun. And at the end of the camp, they told me they were gonna speak to me in the summer. So I kind of waited in the summer, and then they told me the good news, and I came in Ottawa. First year, it was me and one of their goalie, Gabriel Carrier, awesome goalie, nice kid too. And then first half, it was me and him, and then he got traded to Canada, and then Connor Hicks got sent down from the OHL. I'd say in December, maybe a bit before Christmas. And at that time, I was injured with a concussion. So after December, Connor Hicks played the most part of the game, played the whole playoff. But for me, I know it was just had to sit and watch him play, because he was a 20 years old guy coming from I believe 4 years in the OHL, big guy, 6'4", and I learned a lot from him. He's one of my good buddies now. And then just seeing him play during those playoffs, how he approached the game, how calm he is, and then go in the Fred Page Cup, win the Fred Page Cup too, and then go into the RBC Cup. I just watch him play. And then at the end of the year, Marty Dagenet told me as a joke, "Hey, you got pressure for next year." And then I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then we went back to the RBC Cup, and it was an awesome moment.
Now, you played 26 games in your first year with OJS, and of course, you mentioned a lot of it was in the first half. How much of a toll did it take mentally for you not being able to play games down the stretch in the season?
Yeah, well, I enjoyed my first half. I kind of learned how the league was, because I didn't know much about the CCHL, so I just learned how the league was the first half. And then after Christmas, I still played a decent amount of game, but they gave the most important game to Connor Hicks. And then during the playoff, Marty called me in his office, and Steph, we talked. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna go with Hicks. He's he has a lot of experience, playoff experience, because he played 4 years in the OHL, went to the Detroit Red Wings camp and everything." So it was like, yeah, sure, it's part of the process. You got to trust it. And I think I played 1 game in playoff that year. We lost, and after I didn't play. And then the next season I played. I had a lot of game to play, so I was happy with it.
And now you're only one of 7 members to win both the Fred Page and the Bogart Cup twice with the Ottawa Junior Senators. Of course, the first championship was the first Fred Page Cup championship in franchise history on home ice in 2018. What was that experience like, just soaking it all in with your home fan base behind you? to witness that first championship for Ottawa?
Well, it was really nice because I remember we played against CP in the semis, and we beat them to go to final. And the CPs are big rivals, and then just to play them, beat them in the semis, and then after go play against the Quebec team where I'm from and beat them 10-1. It was awesome. And then play home also. All my family was there, and then it was a special event because before I've never heard of the Fred Page Cup, and even the year after when it was we had to travel for it. It was in it was at how's this town
Hammer.
called? Close to Hammers, close to Halifax. Yeah, it was a nice trip too. We flew there, and then I only good memories I can remember from those years.
And then you guys move on to the RBC Cup in Chilliwack, BC. You guys fell ultimately in the semifinals to the eventual national champions in the Chilliwack Chiefs. What was that experience like for you, and your first taste of what junior A hockey in Canada was on the biggest stage?
Yeah, well, I never heard of the RBC Cup before coming to play in the CCHL, because in Quebec, if you don't make the queue when you're 16, 17 or 18 years old, your career is mostly done. And me being not drafted, I didn't want to play junior AAA because I knew it was not as serious, and then I wanted to have visibility to go NCAA. So to just show up there at Chilliwack in BC and then play in front of maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 people against Chilliwack, even if I didn't play a game, I didn't know what to think. I just enjoyed the moment, and then I watched how Connor was preparing for those games, and I think by looking at him and then just be there and learning things, it's what made me able to brought the team there the second year. So it was really fun, really fun trip with the team too. We were there like 12 days, so we visited a little bit. It was actually really fun.
And speaking about Connor Hicks, how much do you felt you learned from him, of course, with the pedigree that he had, and how much did he groom you in to become the guy for the 2018-19 season?
Well, I learned a lot from him because he's one of my good friend. Like, I was happy for him when he came to play. We're so close, and then we still hang out in summer sometime. I didn't see him this summer because of COVID, but so I just learned from him how he approached the game on the mental side. He's so calm. He doesn't seem stressed for anything. It's just like a hockey game, just gonna go play hockey and love the game. So it was just learning from him all the mental side of the game, and also he's a big guy, so I can take stuff from him on the ice, but I cannot play like him because he's like 6'4", 6'5", and I'm only 6'2". So just looking at him, his mental side of the game was really helpful.
And let's move on to the last season, or 2 seasons ago now, the 18-19 campaign. You were named the number 1 goaltender for the Ottawa Junior Senators. You had Josh Ward as your backup during that season, and the team started 1-4, coming off the, I guess you can say, kind of celebration hangover of the previous year. How did the team rally together? And of course, you guys were basically unbeatable in the second half of the season.
Yeah, well, it's a long season. 62 games is a long season. So after our first 5 game, the showcase, I believe we won 1 game. Marty just came in the room and was like, "Hey, it's a 62 seasons game, so it's only the first 5, so we're just gonna keep playing and try to win." And then the second half came, and the last stretch of the season, and then I think we built a lot to be unbeatable in the playoff, even if we got beat. But we kind of went in playoff mode after Christmas, and then starting to think about like the guy that were there the year before. The 7 of us knew what the playoff was like. We knew like how far we could go, so we just came as a group, as a unit of one, and then we start just playing hockey and then try to win the most games as we could.
And I know you're trying to stay in the moment, but was it a thought in the back of your mind after Christmas when you guys got so hot that, hey, we could win this again?
Yeah, well, the first half, I don't think we were in top four, but we knew that playoff is another season. It's not well, it's part of it, but it's just a whole other season. And then if we could perform in the playoffs, who cares about if you finish fourth, third, or fifth or second? So well, if you think about it, that's you probably won't win it. You just gotta trust it, and then think. There's the cup at the end, but you just gotta go day after day and game after game. Just think about the moment.
And let's move on. You mentioned flipping the switch in a playoff mode. In the first round, you guys faced the Canada Lasers, winning in 5 games, which was probably one of the most intense playoff series you guys played out of all of them. No offense to the other series, but that series in particular, 5 games. If I can remember correctly, game 4 went to triple over or quadruple overtime.
Triple. Yeah.
You guys had 87 shots on goal, and you made a ridiculous save on your belly. You kicked up your right foot, and you made the save, I believe, with the heel of your skate to prevent Canada from winning that game. What do you remember most of that playoff series, and was that some of the most intense hockey you've ever played in your life?
Yes. Well, I want to shout out my friend that played for Canada, goalie Gabriel Kerr. I played half season with it. Did an awesome job stopping, I believe, like 85 or 90 shots during that game. And then it was a grind going into fourth overtime. We were so tired. It's like more than 2 games, so we were so tired. We were eating in the room between periods, try to keep our sugar high, and then just going out there. And then they scored actually in the third overtime, but the goal was not allowed because of goalies interference. And then they left the rink, and then the ref didn't call a goal, and then we went in fourth overtime and we won. And after that game, we knew we had like a strong team. And then after that game, we thought like, hey, if we went through that, we can go over everything. So that was maybe the start of all the rest of our playoff run and the Fred Page and the RBC.
12-2-0 with 3 shutouts, a 146 goals against average, and a 945 save percentage for you in the 2019 CCHL playoffs. You were named CCHL playoff MVP, and Martin Dagenet called you one of the most underrated goaltenders in the entire league. Did you like that? Did you feel like you really knocked down that label and said, yeah, I'm one of the best goalies in this league with that kind of performance in the postseason?
Well, I don't really listen to what other people said. I mean, it was nice that Marty said that, but I think I was just trying to focus my game and then try to focus on the puck basically, and just focus on the win. So I was just going game after game, and then I didn't really listen to people say, oh, like he's underrated, but he won't be able to do it. I just played my game, and then people can judge by a run but I think that the league had pretty good goalie at that time. And then a bunch of guys went to NCAA too. So yeah, it was fun, but yeah, it was nice that Marty said that. And I felt a bit underrated after first season because I was behind Connor. And then I was like, all right, I need to play good and then go to school. So we had a good season, but I talked to a couple school, but nothing big. But it was really after playoff and a run that things started to happen. And then I was even thinking about going back to OJS for my last year, but in the summer, I just decided to come to school right away instead of waiting to go somewhere else.
And we talk about post OJS, of course, you guys win the Fred Page Cup in Amherst. by another convincing score in the finals, 9-2 the final. You guys won the previous year 10-1 in the championship game. But really, your offseason was pretty big. You went to Ottawa Senators development camp. What was that whole experience like for you, experiencing NHL camp? Because you mentioned you saw one of your good friends, Connor Hicks, go through the same process.
Yeah. Well, what happened if after the season, Marty told me that he spoke with Ottawa, and then they had one spot left to their camp, and then they were gonna invite me, but I couldn't tell anyone because it was not sure yet, because the draft was in June. So I got a call from the Ottawa Sens goalie coach Pierre Gru that I still work with in the summer. Is super nice coach, and he's like, "Hey, listen, we got one spot left. We're not supposed to draft any goalies, so like keep this. Don't tell anyone. Just talk with your family, but you're 90% sure to come." And then they draft the goalie in that draft, so I was like kind of disappointed because I knew like, damn it, he took like my spot. But they called me after the draft, and then they said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna try to do something here, so you can come and then meet the like the scouts and like all the scouting like the scouting people, and then meet me and then the other goalie coach we work with." So he gave me a call maybe a couple of weeks later, and he's like, "Hey, after the camp, just come. There's gonna be like 16 guys left. You can come meet us and then practice with us on the ice." So I just went for one day, but still practice with the Sens jersey, and then against some crazy like unreal hockey player that is, I didn't know like that was a big step like that. And then after this season, COVID happened, so no camp where happened. Who knows what could have happened? But I'm trying to play my game now and don't think about that, and just try to get a win here.
Who was the one guy when you got the Sens camp that you knew was good, but once you faced him in practice, you were like, "Oh my God, this guy is better than I think he is"?
Yeah, well, being from Quebec, I watch a lot of major junior games. So Vitaly Abramov was I've seen him play on TV, and when I was there, he was on the ice with me, and he ripped a shot in my head, like second shot, like not on purpose. It was like, "You're good." I was like, "Yeah," but like that shot, I've never seen a shot like that before. So like the first maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I had to adapt, because it's when you play against in the league against like the same people, you kind of adapt. But after you go with those guy, and then some guy play game in the NHL before, like one or two or three, even one guy I think played five. So I first 5 minutes was like, "Oh damn, that's fast. So I need to adapt." And then I adapt after. That's what I thought was great about me. I didn't know I could like adapt that much. And then it went super well. I made some great connection with their goalie coach. That is a super nice guy. He got me a family advisor, and then he still work on the ice with me in the summer. I still in contact with him. So yeah, it was super nice.
And that development camp was just after the draft. If we go, you committed late to St. Lawrence University, not until August, just after winning tournament MVP at the National Junior A Championship. What made St. Lawrence the school for you? And do you feel that the tournament MVP in the Sens camp kind of had a push to say, "Yeah, NCAA is ready for me"?
Yeah, so after the playoff and when I won the MVP and the National Junior A Championship, I was me and I didn't have an agent at the time or a family advisor, so Marty was helping me and the coaching staff, and then I was talking to some school, but I didn't get any offer because it's a process. If you play good, they're not gonna give you an offer right away. They need to watch you. So a couple school like where like you need to come back junior next year, and then we're probably gonna offer you like after the beginning of the season. So it was not 100% sure. Anything could have happened. I could have got injured. I could have like the season got canceled because of COVID. So it was a good decision. And after that, in the summer, I I ended up having well, I was talking to two school for this year, for last year actually, not playing my last year junior, and then I decided to come to St. Lawrence. I was really confident with the coaching staff because Brent Brecky here, our head coach, he came down to my hometown to have um, lunch with me, and then he came down with Ben Murphy, our assistant coach, to Ottawa to see me practice at the practice I did with the Sens. So I was like, okay, well, if they're moving from the United States to come see me, I think and they helped me a lot with all the NCAA process with the NCAA eligibility center. So it was not even a doubt in my mind I was coming here just because of the confidence I had in the coaching staff.
You played 15 games last year with St. Lawrence, and you mentioned at Sens Camp that it was easier to adapt with guys your own age, but then we went to NHL camp. There were guys much older than you with pro experience. As a freshman going in to St. Lawrence, like playing guys that were probably 4 or 5 years older than you, you're kind of back at square one. When you first entered the CCHL, how was the transition process for you going to the ECAC?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's a whole different season because we are only playing 34 games. Junior, you play 62 games. So my second year in Ottawa, like I played, I believe overall like maybe 70 games. So it's easier to get going when you play. Then you play, example, Wednesday, then you're gonna play Friday, then Sunday. Here we play always back to back Friday, Saturday, and we practice way more, and then we're in the gym like 4 times a week. So it's a different schedule, but what's cool too, like you got homework, you're tired, so you need to manage your time. And I think that just going on the ice here was really special. And I think I had my first game a sec I had, sorry, a good first and second game, and after I struggled a bit, and I think my second half this season was way better. So I'm here for 4 years. So I think I still have work to do. Need to work a lot in practice and then in the gym to get the team where we want to win a national championship here.
And now you guys at St. Lawrence have former junior Sens captain Cam White, who you played half a season with in the 2017-18 season before he ultimately took his commitment to SLU. And then now, as a freshman, Tucker McIntosh, who played with the team last year, is with the St. Lawrence Saints. Is it nice to have an OJS connection within the locker room?
Yeah, it's real nice. So I played Cam White last first half year, my first year at OGS. So I was with him last year. It was kind of nice because he was my captain. So I learned a lot from him. Super nice guy. And then this year, Tucker coming in. I spoke with him last season over Instagram or over text. So he came in, and then we're a super friend, and then we're great. We are a great group of guy here. Actually, everyone's getting along, and then he just fits perfectly with us. And then it's nice to have some guy to talk with about our junior experience because we had the same coach, we played the same person, we play in the same rink, we play in Jim Durrell. So yeah, it's fun.
All right, Frank. Thank you so much for taking the time today, and we'll chat with you down the line. And your schedule was recently released, so best of luck this coming season with St. Lawrence.
Oh, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.